Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Psychedelic Art Exchange YouTube channel. We are back to talk to you about some really amazing posters that are available in our October mega auction, session one. It's live now until Thursday, October 17th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I mean, you might recognize the poster that's there, but we have some real treats that I think have just never really been seen until now. Same artist, same venue, and we're excited to talk about them.
Yes, welcome. This collection is extraordinary. As Katie said, we've sold this poster before, which is one of the most difficult, valuable, great looking posters from the Grateful Dead in the 1970s. In the 1970s, the poster thing was fading. It was
Mhm.
not as big a thing as it was during the 60s with the San Francisco scene and all that. FM radio was developing. There were other methods, newspapers. They were playing at bigger venues and all of it. But it was still the Dead. The Dead had not
Mhm.
really hit their stride yet. This was, 1973. This was the first year that they toured without Pigpen. This was the introduction of Keith Godchow and Donna into the band. They had played on Europe to help out while Pigpen was ill, but this was the first year with them as full-time members, and the sound of the band changed dramatically. It's went
Mhm.
into a jazzier direction. The album Wake of the Flood came out prior in this year. This is from 1973. And
Mhm.
before I go all deep into the Dead, this collection is extraordinary because an insider from Duke University who had a collection of several of these event posters from 73, like Katie said, from the same artist, are in the sale, none of which I've seen before. Maybe the Jefferson Airplane, but anyhow, back to the Dead in 73. It was a change in their whole direction. Anybody that studies this band deeply understands there are several different eras of the band that had different sounds and involved in different ways. But this was 73. It was the beginning of the Wall of Sound. It was when they were piecing that together. This beast that was it almost bankrupted them because it was too hard to tour around with, but it was phenomenal. It was introducing elements of live sound production that had never been considered. The Grateful Dead have historically pushed the ball forward for the whole live music experience. And the Wall of Sound era, which is 73, 74, where they created this behemoth that took like two tractor trailers. They had to have
Mhm.
one go ahead and set up ahead of the band. It was a lot, but it it really was. If you look at the photographs in the era, having this massive stack of speakers behind them, it is impressive. But anyhow, this poster, due to its design, incorporating the lightning bolt and skull design to an extent, it's a poster that doesn't pop up frequently.
No.
It's gorgeous in red and black. There is a sister poster to this from Charlotte Coliseum a few days earlier, I believe, that's even more difficult to find than this poster.
Yeah,
Uh,
we've talked a little bit about this poster. We've gone more in depth before. Make sure I'll tag the video up there for you if you want to learn more. But it's beautiful, and one of my someone online just said the other day that it looks like it should be advertising a metal band, which I thought was amusing because that hadn't crossed my mind before.
it's interesting. Somebody had told me a story once that they knew nothing about the Grateful Dead, but had seen their iconography and through the name assumed they were a metal band. This is so that's a funny
I
little
love that.
segue. Regardless, so 73 Dead. This poster's been reprinted. It's
Mm.
super. It's a $10,000 poster in any condition. This has a few creases, but it's all together. This is really, again, if you're hunting for rare Dead especially from the 70s, which there's not a lot of. This is the poster. But let's continue with some of the other more interesting or as interesting posters in this set.
Let's keep going.
Well, here,
Dickey.
yeah, Richard Betts, who we lost. It was this year, I believe.
Yeah.
Time is so. Yeah, he was the other guitar player in the Almonds, and he and Dwayne created magic. But Dwayne died, and the band went on. And this is an early show, not too far after Dwayne passed. The Almonds went back on the road in '72, and this likely is Dickey's first solo tour. I can't say for certain, but it's my guess. And the portrait of him, it's really good.
It's so good.
The same artist did all of these posters. Simone, Ray Simone. And this is a really good likeliness of Dickey Betts. This is, again, in really good shape. I've never seen it offered before. Yeah. Red and blue, great colors, real good design. And yeah, this is probably the number 2 poster as far as desirability goes, depending on your bend. But moving on.
I love this one.
Yeah, I mean, Rod Stewart and the Faces. Rod Stewart was, this is the band that came out of the Jeff Beck group. And Rod Stewart became the singer. He was the British guy before Robert Plant that got all the attention. And, well, we know what happened after that. But Rod, he's one of the best blue-eyed soul singers. The guy had incredible range and really, you can't say enough about him. He got a bit pop for me when I was in high school, but he's always had my respect. And
right, you don't have to like the music to respect its place in history.
I don't dislike it. The guy knew music, but the Jeff Beck group stuff is what I really did with him. But this is an oddly, it looks like an airbrush piece. The image of Rod, this has a whole airbrush look to it. I can't really, say for sure, but this one, this happened in September, and the Dead show was in December. But yeah, this is a great piece. So there, yet another unseen prior to this poster. This one's on a little bit. This is on slick paper, and then this is my favorite from the set. Yes. This is the Riders from '73, New Riders of the Purple Sage. But the design is, it's great, and it's naughty. It references all kinds of things, but most notably to me, other than the obvious sexual overtone, is that it mimics Dr. Strangelove, the final scene in Dr. Strangelove with Slim Pickens riding down on the bomb. So this is fun, great design, and if you know the New Riders, if you're into them, they were an offshoot of the Grateful Dead. They were Jerry Garcia's solo project, and then had a whole career of their own.
Yeah. All of these look amazing too. I know they're around like excellent 70s condition.
Yeah,
but they're beautiful.
In PAE, we grade conservatively. We always want to give the buyer the benefit of the doubt that the poster is going to be better than what they assume the grade is. But we're conservative graders, especially with CGC being around and being very strict about their grading. I'm not trying to stay on their scale, but it has made me a more conservative grader.
Yeah, and we'll always give super in detail descriptions of what's going on with the poster in the lot listing if you're ever curious about that.
And if you want any more detail, we're always available to give you better images, focus in on some area of the poster, anything like that. So yeah, this is my favorite. And then there's this Jefferson Starship, which was what the airplane evolved into after things fell apart. And this is special opening act, Kansas. That was they were a 70s. Oh God, they had that they had one radio song that I can't. Yeah, but yeah. Anyhow, I didn't pay that much attention to them, but this has to be a super early show for Kansas.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that's this. I mean, it's not the airplane, but it's still great.
Yeah, I mean, it had Jack in it. Jack is the coolest guy of all.
Sure.
Jack Cassidy's one of the coolest guys ever in rock and roll, and
He is
still
pretty
at it
cool.
with Yorma. And they're, God, they are still playing. They are still brilliant, and I can't say enough about Hot Tuna.
No.
That's yeah. So, but we'll save that for
I
another
got
episode.
dragged to a couple Hot Tuna shows at a young age.
Yeah, you did. I remember that,
It's been a
and
while.
and your mother was never a big fan. I mean, it was tough. It was easier to drag you to a show, but that's yeah. Anyhow, we love Hot Tuna at Psychedelic Art
Oh
Exchange.
yes. Well,
So
well, yeah, there you have it. Wow, what a collection. I don't know. I mean, like we've said, so many of these are just unseen. They've been held in a collection by someone who was like super involved in the events, basically since they happened. So you're not going to find these posters anytime soon, especially together in one place. Um, do
yeah,
you
I
have
mean,
any parting words?
these kind of collections come to us because we are, we're music lovers that specialize in posters, so we can bring the additional color and content to it, which is required. This is rock and roll. This
Mm,
is more than just a piece of paper. This is a piece of paper that evokes our deep connection to what turned us on at a very early age. If you're a music freak, or even if not, the connection to music works on another level. And it's a real joy to have consigners come to us with this special product, and especially if it
it is.
focuses around the Grateful Dead or the Allman Brothers, which are the place where I went to school.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. We are happy to be here talking posters with you. We'd love it if you would subscribe, leave us a comment, give us a like if you like what we're doing. And bid in our auction. The October Mega Auction Session 1 ends on Thursday, October 17th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We also have another auction going on our other auction site right now. I'll put links for everything and descriptions about everything below the video so that you don't get confused. And we will be back with you very soon.
Thanks, folks.